Welcome back, everybody, to the Washington Nationals MLB 26 franchise. I promised you in the last episode that we would go over the draft prospects for this year's draft. Before we go there, I want to show you what we already have in the system. You can see Eli Willits at the very top. Got to see him in action along with Travis Sikora. In episode 1, we have Harry Ford, who we just acquired from the Mariners in a trade in real life in the offseason. Gavin Feen, got him from the Rangers. And Jarlin Susana, Seaver King, another high draft pick way down here. Caleb Lomavita, but King's the only B once we get past Susana, Feen, Ford, Sikora, and Willits. If you go to the top 100 prospects, Eli Willits is number 4. And then you got to scroll all the way down the list, quite a long ways, because we don't have a lot of top shelf prospects in this organization. And we finally get to Travis Sikora at 77. Then Harry Ford at 80, Feen at 84, Susana at 87, and that is it for our prospects. So most of them are in the bottom half of the top 100, with Eli Willits, who's only 18 years old, all the way up here at the top. So we need help in this organization, and we need it fast. Let us go into the scouting. I've already pre-looked at this. We're going to start by scouting international starting pitchers and discovering international starting pitchers. I saw Ant Ortiz had a tweet, and I agree. It should just be pitchers, no starters, no relievers, no closers. It should just be pitcher, and then you put them wherever you want to in your organization based on where you need them or where they fit best. Same thing with outfielders. It shouldn't be left, center, and right. It should just be outfield, and you adjust them however you see fit. So let's go look at the players. I have something very interesting to show you. If we look at the top of the board, we have a 22-year-old right fielder, 22-year-old catcher, a couple of pitchers here, 18-year-old right field, 18 right field, 21 right field, 18 right field, 18 center, 18 center, 18 center, a lot of 18-year-olds, 18-year-old first baseman. So out of the top 12 picks, 10 of them are hitters. If we expand that to the top 20, get some pitchers in here, and then we get another left fielder, get a third baseman. He's on the cusp. These two are on the actually 3. Got a lot more hitters coming up here around 20. So in the top 20, there are 12 hitters. If we go all the way out to 30, we have 18 players that are hitters. So we have a very good class for getting some hitters into this organization. I got to get back to the front. And with so many right fielders in the top 10, was that 5 of them in the top 10? We're going to be looking at these guys and trying to figure out which one is the best fit. You get these guys, look over on the right side, look at durability, look at base running aggressiveness. You see anything that maxes out at 99, just know they're not going to come in at 99. So if you just, as a rule of thumb, take 10 off the present ratings, max present ratings, and look at the players, then ask yourself, is that guy somebody I would want? So in this case with Merced, take 10 off. Now all of his hitting stats come in the 50s, his power's in the 60s, still has really good fielding, still has really good speed. So yeah, I would take him at it as an 18-year-old, even if his hitting was in the 50s. But if you look at someone like, not him, where is it? There's another guy in here. This guy is going to start too low. Even if he came in at max, he's going to be in the 50s with his fielding. Sanchez doesn't have anything at 99, so if he comes in on the higher end, he'll still have contact ratings in the 50s, 60s, 70s. He looks pretty good, actually. There was let me go to first base. There's a first baseman I looked at. This guy right here, 65 to 99 potential. Tops out at 80 overall is a possibility if he maxes out, 18 years old. And yeah, nothing in the 90s across the board. This right here is what a generational player looks like. Very flat hitting stats, very flat fielding stats, doesn't have a lot of speed, decent, really good power actually for those ratings. And his durability maxes out at 85. You watch Fiend franchise, he says that right there is a tell. That's a generational player. So we're going to scout him up and make sure. But if he's generational, we will push him to the top. Since he's ranked 12th, we have pick number 11. There's a possibility he gets to us, possibility he doesn't. And we will look for some other guys just in case he doesn't get to our list. There's another one, 65 to 99. and he doesn't top out in the 90s anywhere except maybe reaction to his left, and really good contact stats. A little bit less on the power side, but I looked at him as someone maybe we could sneak into the second round. We'll see. But there are a ton of outfielders, and pitching wise, there's 2 guys at the top. Then we got a bunch of guys in the teens, in the 20s. So this looks more like pitching after the first round. And if we get extra hitters we discover, then maybe we push pitching off to round 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just see how the draft goes and how our Discovery Scout works. You see positional rankings in the bottom left. The only thing that we have that's not in the 20s is going to be left field, and that's James Wood. Everything else is not good, including worst at first, worst at third. And starting pitching is next to last, catching 28th out of 30. So, yeah, we've got a lot of things we need to work on, but hitters, definitely we need some hitters at the corners and some more depth in the outfield, and then go after starting pitching. Pitching's going to be there every single draft, so we don't get it this first year. I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, these catchers are way up, and there's not a whole lot of catchers beyond Bellamy, and he's 22 years old. And while that power looks great, you take 10 off across the board. Now his hitting's down in the 40s. And then not to mention that he's 22 years old. So don't see 22-year-old generational players, at least not very many. So I have some work to do. I'm going to go through and figure out which guys I want to look at their ratings. See this base running aggressive at 99. He's not going to come in at 99. So that automatically knocks all his hitting down into the 60s, his power into the 40s. Same thing here. All of his hitting is going to be in the high 40s. Power is going to be in the high 30s. So there are just some guys that I look at right now. Look at this, 99 across the board on his fielding ability. That's not happening. And with his speed, take 10 off that. Now his power's in his 30s, contacts in the 50s. So I will go through, I will make a list of guys and get them scouted up. And as we discover guys, I will show you new players that we've discovered that I'm going to put on a list of ones to consider. This many hitters, we're not going to get them all scouted, so I really need to go through with a fine-tuned eye for what works and what doesn't work in this game, and see what we can come up with. But I'll keep you guys updated as we go through. I'm going to go ahead and put that first baseman on the board first because he's the one I found right away, and I want to make sure we get him scouted up. There we go, and go from there. But we're going to take best player available, but if it's a tie between a hitter or a pitcher, we're going hitters early and often in this draft, and we'll just see how the draft plays out. Like I said, we'll always find pitchers in the draft, and we also need relievers, but I'm not too worried about relievers right now. We can get Rule 5 draft picks and sign veterans to fill out the bullpen until we get a team that needs younger relievers in the system. So anyway, that's your look at the draft prospects for this first season, and now we can get into the rest of the months of April and May and into June, and depending on how the gameplay goes as I'm going through and simming, you may see the draft first thing out of the next episode. We may just skip all the way to the draft. If we're like 12 and 38 or 12 and 44, we're going to get through the season quickly. So anyway, that's your update on the prospects, and now we'll go in and hopefully give you some really good gameplay action. I will player lock on James Wood so we can see him on CJ Abrams, and make sure I get more looks at Eli Willits down in the minor leagues. And as I'm simming, we get our first injury of the season. Keibert Ruiz, sprained MCL, is going to be out 1 to 2 weeks. We're going to keep him active and just leave him on the bench and hope he comes back on the earlier side of that. I don't want to put him on a DL right now, and see how that goes. And we are 15 games in. We are 3 and 12. Not too terribly surprising, but what is surprising is we have a total of 5 home runs on the team, and James Wood has none of them. Neither does Cruz, neither does Abrams, but James Wood, our big hitter, has 0 home runs. And we're going to jump into a player lock game here against the Giants. You can see we're 5 and 15. They're 11 and 9. And on the mound for us today, Brad Lord, 0-2, having a pretty decent season so far. I know we just watched him on opening day, but we're going to player lock James Wood, so we're not going to see Lord pitch very much. But we do have our City Connects on, so get your first look at those. And I'm not even going to show the rest. We're just going to show James Wood at bats. Go from there. Make this a short, quick player lock, and try to get a few more of these in. I want to see what's wrong with Wood. I want to watch him play because he's hitting under 200 with no home runs right now. And we'll pick it up here in the bottom of the second inning. Gave up a home run in the top of the first. Bases loaded walk in the second, so the Giants are already up 2-0. So let's watch James Wood and see if we can have anything positive in this game against Logan Webb. All right, hitting 184 with no home runs. That is not a good start to the season at all. Don't care about the Giants record. I'd like to see his stats, but it hasn't gonna. There you go. Well, 184. And here's the pitch from Webb. And almost hit him, and it did hit him. Check swing, okay. So he does get on base with a hit by pitch. Finish off this inning quick manage. Cruz with a fielder's choice. And he steals second, a ground out, and a single, and we get on the board. There we go, Brady House. And a ground out. So it's 2-1 after 2. And we hop to the bottom of the fourth. Still 2-1. James Wood leading things off. And I will let you know that I am going to hop in and bat. Not this game necessarily, but during the season I will hop in and pitch and bat, try and get a feel for how this team plays. And I know on the draft-only ones I like to just let the computer play, but non-draft-only ones I want to hop in and play. I don't want to just be a spectator all the time. Here's a ground ball to third base. Chapman with a throw across, and Wood is retired, and that's how we start the fourth inning. And then we pick it up here in the bottom of the sixth. We're down 3-1. Nobody on, one out. Let's see, one more at-bat here for Wood. And the first pitch from Webb. It's only his 62nd pitch as he rips that foul down the right field line. There you go. 182. No home runs, 4 RBIs, 536 OPS. That is an ugly start. And the 0-1 pitch to Wood. Right down the middle. Ground ball to first. Devers has it. Steps on the bag. And there's 2 down. And now we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dalen Lyle led off with a single. Garcia doubled him up. Abrams with a 2-out triple, so now we need a big hit here by Wood to cut this 3-1 lead down. Be nice if he hit a big fly, get his first of the year, and tie this game up. Let's hop in and watch him face Jose Butto. All right, new pitcher. See if that helps his luck here. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. He's only 1 for 5 in the series with a double. Our whole offense runs through Wood and his power bat, so if he's not producing, we're not even come close to winning. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Butto, way inside, ball 2. There we go. Wood with a 2-1 count now. See if he can get a pitch to drive. Here it comes, right down the middle. Man, you got to swing at that pitch. We got a 2-2 count. Man on third, 2 out, down 2 here in the 8th. Here's Butto's pitch. High for a ball, so now we got a full count. Dylan Cruz on deck. And a 3-2 pitch from Butto, and it's going to be a high fly ball into shallow center field on the run. Young-Hoo Lee is going to settle and have that for the 3rd out. So get 2 hits in the inning, no runs. As we go to the 9th, we're down 3-1. And the Giants would hang on, win this game 3-1. Logan Webb goes to 2-2. Brad Lord goes to 0-3, and Ryan Walker with his 9th save as the Giants win the first 2 games of the series. This box score, 9 hits, 3 walks for them. Home run by Adames. Webb pitched really well. Bullpen gave up 3 hits, but no runs. Our side, Lyle 2 hits. He only had 1 walk. At least we didn't strike out a ton. Cruz with a steal. Lord didn't pitch poorly. 8 hits, though. That's a lot in 5 innings. Bullpen only allows 1 hit, but when you can't score but 1 run, it's kind of hard to win ball games. And you can see after 2 weeks of scouting, David Almanzar is up to number 3 on our board. And yeah, that right there is a generational player. If I scout him one more week, he'll jump to number 1. I'll do that just to show you that. Watch Fiend Franchise. The link to his channel is in the description. He's the one that taught me how to scout and draft. So not taking any credit for his work. Go watch his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. We're going to scout one more week on Almanzar just to make sure he's a generational player. Doesn't mean we're going to get him, though. And we got 32 scouted up, found 2 more internationals. So we're going to go, already looked at this and counted them up. This draft class has 31 pitchers international, 28 in the East, 20 in the center. So we're going to go to the East and try and get more pitchers discovered and scouted up. We got 2 more weeks in the international for scouting before we flip over to East. So we'll scout for at least 2 weeks on the international side. And come back next week and I'll show you David Almanzar is going to go to number 1. And there we go. 1 more week. David Almanzar comes in number 1 ranked on our board. And he should come in right around 80 overall. And if he drops to our pick, we're going to run up to the podium and make him our first selection. He can also play right field. Defense is not bad, but his arm is terrible, so he won't be playing any right field. Might add left field as a secondary because that arm will play better in left, but he's more likely just going to be our everyday first baseman. And if he comes in with those numbers, he might play first base as an 18-year-old at the major league level. We'll see. That decision will come down the road if we even get this guy. And hey, check that out. We swept the White Sox on the road after losing 7 straight games to the Giants and Braves. So got to take the minor miracles when they happen. This team is not going to sweep too many series this first season. And we've simmed ahead. We're on May 24th, sitting at 14-39, already 19 and a half games out in the National League East. But I want to show you this. Some actual good news. James Wood up to 6 home runs and 21 RBI now, still hitting .227, but he has been on fire lately. Got to work these new menus, and you can see in his last however many games this is, 10 games or so, he's hitting .316 with 5 home runs and 12 RBI, 7 walks. Got to love that. So he's starting to heat up. Took long enough. Took us almost 2 months to get him there, but there we go. Finally seeing some life out of James Wood. Dalen Lyle, 5 home runs, 17 ribs, hitting .256. Keibert Ruiz up to 5 home runs, hitting .244. Dylan Cruz hitting a surprising .289 with that 49 contact and against both sides. And his contact's actually going down against righties, but he's hitting .289. And Chaparro's got 4 home runs. And pitching side, Miles Michaelis, 4.26 ERA, 3-7. Mitchell Parker, 0-6 with a 4.56. Brad Lord, 1-8 with a 5.60. DJ Hers, 1-5 with a 5.07. Josiah Gray, 1-6 with a 7.08. Griff McGarry in long relief, 5.29 ERA. Bullpen, a little bit better, but not much. PJ Poulin, 1.89. Beeks, 0.89. Everybody else is over 4. And Beater's got a 5 ERA. So our pitching staff is atrocious. Our hitting is finally starting to wake up just a little bit. On the prospect side, this non-rated Jeff Ullman coming in at number 4, 100% scout. He's 22 years old. Looks really good. Guaranteed to be a high B, if not a low A, in the high 60s, low 70s. Yeah, I'll take that. If we can get him in the 2nd or 3rd round, that would be outstanding. There's another one, Prince Wileman, non-ranked, number 7 right now at 60%. Looks like he's guaranteed to be a B, possibly a low A in the 60s. Not bad, 21 years old. A few more guys here. There's a non-rated discovery reliever there. There was another discovered closer here with really good hits and strikeouts per 9. May have to scout him up late in this scouting process. Again, Almanzar, number 1. And we've been looking at some of these right fielders. Todd McVeigh was 28. He's down to number 5 now, or up to number 5. Guaranteed B to an A in the 60s at 21 years old. And really good bat, really good defense. Doesn't have the strongest arm. Needs help on the power side, but he could be a leadoff guy with those numbers. And we looked at Felix Sanchez because he was draft ranked 76. I'm looking for somebody for round 2. He's coming at 13 on the list, guaranteed to be a B, maybe even a low A. Somewhere in the 50s to low 60s at 19 years old. Can play all 3 outfield and first base. Really good contact guy with speed. Another leadoff possibility. So getting some of these right fielders scouted up. If they're not scouted, if I didn't go after them and they're higher on the board, then they have something that I don't like. So anyway, still trying to get some guys on our board at the top for the first 2 rounds, hitters wise, and maybe get some pitchers later, but I'll keep you updated as we go. Now it's time for another player lock with James Wood. This time I'm going to bat every single at bat. We're not going to watch him in the CPU versus CPU. I want to get to take some hacks myself. So let's hop into this game, see if we can do some damage ourselves. And here we are at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Nice, bright, sunshiny day. Bazana making his Major League debut. Okay. And we're going to face Tanner Bybee. He's having a really good season for Cleveland at this point. And we'll pick it up here in the top of the first. Garcia with a 1-out single. Wood up now with 1 on and 2 out. You get to see the new blurred background effect. See Wood's numbers, 227, 6 and 21. Got to get that average about 50 more points higher than where it's at. The wind is blowing from right to left. Rip that foul down the line. All right, 1-1 count on Wood. Here's the pitch. High. And we've worked the count full, so the run on first is going to go on the pitch. Here it comes. It's a high fly ball into left center field, and that will be caught for the 3rd out. And Travis Bazana gets an RBI single in his first Major League at-bat. We're down 2-0 early. And we'll pick it up here in the top of the 4th. Leadoff double by Garcia, followed by another double by Lyle. It's 2-1 Guardians. James Wood up now with a man in scoring position. Let's hop in and take some hacks. All right. You got to at least move him up to third base. Inside for a ball. Got to move him up. Can't waste this opportunity to get this game tied. Want a base hit, I want a home run, but if we're making out, we got to move him up. And we're not going to move him up, but we're going to hit a deep shot to left. Oppo Taco, left fielder, never moved, and there we go. Our first home run, batting as James Wood. Actually went down and away and got that ball. And now we're up 3-2. There we go. 103 miles an hour, opposite field. And I got rid of the no doubt animation. See this replay. Went down and got an outside pitch. There it is. Beautiful stadium. And Steven Kwan gets the Guardians lead right back with a 2-run shot here in the bottom of the 5th. And now it's 6-3 as Gray can't get anybody out. Got to go to the pen. We'll pick it up here in the top of the 6th. Down 6-3 now. Garcia with a leadoff single. Lyle pops out, so Woods up now with a 1 on and 1 out. Our pitching is absolutely atrocious, so we're going to have to hit our way to some wins. Swing through that fastball right down the middle. Got him up to 7 home runs, 23 ribs, and a 230 average now. And the 0-1 pitch from Bybee is strike on the outside corner. Now we're down 0-2, got to protect. And way out in front of that changeup, we strike out for the 2nd out of the inning. And now we hop ahead to the top of the 8th. Abrams led off with a single. Garcia hit into a double play. Lyle with a double. Bring up James Wood now, runner in scoring position, 2 out, as we try and get this 6-3 lead knocked down to something a little more reasonable. Hunter Gaddis on the mound for the Guardians. Almost said Indians. Swing through that slider for strike 1. He's 1 for 3 with a homer today. All right, work the count to 2-1. Looking for a pitch to drive here. And a pitch from Gaddis, way out in front of that changeup. Now we got a 2-2 count. 1 on, 2 out here in the 8th. And, man, those changeups are just so slow, and I can't stay back. And that's the 3rd out. And Cleveland gets the 6-3 win as Cade Smith comes in and shuts us down 1-2-3 in the 9th. Bybee goes to 7-2. Gray to 1-7 as Cleveland wins the first game of this series. Check the box score. 3 hits for Garcia, 2 for Lyle. Wood with the 2-run homer and 2 strikeouts. We had nothing in the bottom half of the order. 1 walk. That was it. Gray, 6 runs, 8 hits, 7 walks. He is atrocious. If I had a better option, I would bring him up. And bullpen throws 3 1/3, shutout innings, no hits allowed, did walk 4 guys. But our starting pitching is just not good. And I've seen enough of Josiah Gray and his 1-9 record with a 6.59 ERA and almost a 2 WHIP. He's going down to the minor leagues. We're going to call up Trevor Williams, who's actually pitching well down there. Since he's making, $6.5 million, he's going to come up and earn that at the major league level. And we're sitting here on June 14th with a 21-50 record, 22 games out. We are a game and a half better than Colorado. and a game better than the White Sox. So we're in the top 3 as far as the worst teams in the league. Not surprising at all. And let's get a stat check-in with our top prospects. Eli Willits hitting .293 with 5 home runs down in, what is he playing, Double-A? On base, his OPS is .831, not bad. .391 on base. Harry Ford hitting .273 at AAA, 3 home runs, 15 walks, OPS of .749. Got to get that on base up at .328 though. Travis Sikora down in Double-A, 4-3, .498 ERA, nice 1.19 WHIP. Just got to get his hits down. Nice strikeouts, could be higher, but that's okay. Gavin Fiends down in Single-A, so he's not generating any stats. Jarlin Susana, 4-2, .230 ERA, 129 WHIP, 82 strikeouts in 62 innings. Like to see that. Caleb Lomavita hitting .258, 756 OPS. Got to get that both slugging and his on base up, but he does have 9 home runs. And Seaver King hitting .241, OPS of 684 is not good. 24 strikeouts, 12 walks, only 2 home runs. And I don't like this card because it's not lined up in rows. 3 stolen bases. I hate these new cards. They're horrible. And there you go. That's our top prospects right now. And we are 21-50. We'll just get us to draft day, and we will kick off next episode with the draft. You know, so I was advancing the day after that stat update. Seaver King tore his rotator cuff, and he is out for the season, so he won't get any more progress. And we get a win in Trevor Williams' first start of the season for us. Beat Kansas City 3-1 to avoid being swept and to avoid losing 7 games in a row. 2-run shot by Garcia. Williams, 1 run, 4 hits, 3 walks in 6 innings. Bullpen, no runs allowed, no hits allowed in 3 innings as Beater gets his 15th save. There we go. Good start. Much better than Gray. And I want to get us one more game. We're going to quick manage this and hop in for individual at-bats as they occur. Trevor Williams, since he started so well back here against Kansas City, we're going to watch him pitch this game in the sim against Aaron Nola. He's having a great season with a 1.94 ERA. So get our first look at a division rival. And James Wood has turned it around after that really slow start. You can see what he's done last 22 games, hitting .352. Need more home runs and RBIs, but I'll take that jump in average and OPS. And these are the newfangled analytics lineups with Bryce Harper batting leadoff and Schwarber second. I wouldn't have a problem if Schwarber was one, but Harper's not hitting leadoff and Sosa's not hitting cleanup. These lineups are garbage. Hope they patch this out. This is not good. All right. First at bat, Bryce Harper flies out. Schwarber flies out. Marsh grounds out. Go to our half of the first. Lyle grounds out. Wood, you can see he got pushed up to number 2 again. Grounds out. Garcia doubles. Cruz walks. 2 on, 2 out. Ruiz. Fielder's choice. Go to the second. Ground out. A single. Fielder's choice. An error. So 2 on and 2 out. Kemp singles. It's 2-0 Phillies. Strikeout ends the inning. Abrams hitting all the way down here at 6. Singles. Steals second base, a ground out, a fly out, and a ground out. Go to the third. Solo shot by Harper. Walk, strikeout, fly out, pop out, bottom half. Lyle doubles. Wood singles. And he's out. I thought he scored. He's out. So it's man on first and 1 out. Fielder's choice. A double by Cruz makes it 3-1. Ground out ends the inning, so at least we get on the board. Single by Bohm. Strikeout, ground out. Pop out to the bottom half. Abrams singles, steals second, ground out, fly out, single by Tania makes it 3-2. Lyle flies out to end the inning. Harper, ground out, solo shot by Schwarber makes it 4-2. Strikeout, fly out, go to the bottom half. Wood grounds out. Garcia singles, pop out, and a ground out ends the inning. Go to the 6th, single, and we got to go to the bullpen. We're going to Granillo. Double play. There we go. Kemp flies out. No runs allowed. Bottom half. Abrams with a solo shot. There we go. New pitcher Tanner Banks. Get a pop out, a fly out, and a ground out to the 7th. strikeout, ground out, fly out, bottom half. Lyle strikes out. Wood pops out. Garcia facing Kirkering, doubles. Let's watch Dylan Cruz against Ryan Kirkering with the tying run at second base. All right, big RBI chance here to tie this game up. 2-out clutch hits, all we need from Cruz. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And first pitch is down and in. See his numbers on the year, 255, 5 and 37. I expected more home runs than 5 at this point in the season. Cruz ahead in the count, 2-0. Here's the pitch from Kirkering. And foul off. Cruz ahead in the count, 2-1 now. Looking for that clutch 2-out hit. And a pitch from Kirkering. And backs up and calls a strike. So the count is even at 2. 1 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to tie this game up. Here's the pitch. It's a high fly ball in the center field. And that's not going to get it done. Marsh settles under, and he's got that. And we don't score the tying run as we're down 4-3 after 7. All right, top of the 8th. Jalen Beeks now in pitching. Gets Marsh to ground out. Sosa grounds out. Garcia flies out to the bottom half. Ruiz fly out. Abrams strikes out. Chaparro facing McCambly. Flies out. Go to the 9th. And let's go to Kopech. Ground out. A walk. A single. Dealer's choice. Pitching change. Going to go to Poulin. It's Canadians. Poulin. Fly out. There we go. Stays at 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. New pitcher for them. Yohan Duran coming in. Young hits a solo shot, and this game is tied. There we go. Pena strikes out. Lyle flies out. Let's watch James Wood and see if he can hit a walk-off home run. You know what? We're going to go ahead and bat with him. I'm not going to watch it. We're going to try and walk this off ourselves. All right, first pitch from Duran. And swing through the splitter. He's only 1 for 8 in the series. What a clutch home run by Young to tie this up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed that splitter again. All right, Wood down in the count, 1-2. And chases a 12-6 and strikes out. Ends the inning, but Young hits a clutch home run, and this game's going to extras. All right, Schwarber and Marsh leading things off. Double by Schwarber. Marsh strikes out. We're going to go to the pen. And we're going to bring in Beater right now. Ground out. Garcia strikes out. There we go. Bottom half of the inning. Garcia facing Alvarado. Singles. Dylan Cruz strikes out. Keep it Ruiz. Flies out. Abrams. Singles. Let's watch Chaparro. We got 2 on, 2 out. Trying to walk this off in the 10th inning. All right, Chaparro, see what he's done so far. It says Luis Garcia batting, but that's Chaparro. Score bug is bugged. 2 on, 2 out here, bottom of 10th. Outside. All right, Chaparro's got a 1-1 count here. Winning run at second here in the bottom of the 10th. Here's the pitch from Alvarado, and foul ball. All right, Chaparro with a 1-2 count. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of 10th. Looking to walk it off. Here's Alvarado's pitch, and he swings and misses and strikes out, so we're going to the 11th. All right, lean things off. Alec Boehm doubles. Marchand flies out. Kemp being pinch hit for by Trey Turner. He walks. Leone pinch hit for by Real Muto. They must have given everybody the day off. He walks. Bases are loaded with 1 out, and we're going to go to the pen. And, yeah, we're going to go to Lucchese. He's Lucchese. All right, bases loaded, 1 out. Harper and Schwarber. Grand slam by Bryce Harper. My gosh. Second home run of the day. Schwarber walks. Marsh, after a stolen base, grounds out. And Sosa grounds out. Go to the bottom half, down 4 runs now. Brad Keller comes in. All these defensive subs. And a single by Young. Strikeout. A single. James Wood up. He is not the tying run. Garcia on deck is the tying run. We're going to watch James Wood. All right, see if he can get this done in the sim as opposed to me swinging for him. First pitch, inside for a ball. Wood to head in the count, 1-0. Here's the pitch from Keller. High strike. Premature on my part. Wood down in the count 1-2. He's got to put this ball in play. Don't hit a double play. Here's the pitch, way inside. And the count goes full on Wood. Tying run on deck. See if he can get a walk or get a base hit here. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to third base. Throw to second for one. Relay to first. And what we did not need happened. And we lose this game 8-4. Valiant comeback by the Nationals, but the bullpen blows it late. Alvarado wins. Beater takes his 5th loss as the Phillies win the first 2 games of the series. Check the box score. Bryce Harper, 2 for 6, 2 home runs, 5 RBI. Schwarber with 2 hits, a home run, 2 walks. Garcia, 2 hits. Bohm, 3 hits. Kemp, 2 hits. 5 walks as well. Nola, not a bad start, not a great start. 9 hits in 5 innings. Their bullpen only allows 1 run in the last 6 innings. Our side, 2 hits for Lyle, 4 hits for Garcia, 4 hits for Abrams, 2 hits for Young. Only struck out 7 times, only walked once. We had 6 extra base hits, 4 doubles and 2 homers, 2 steals by Abrams. Williams didn't pitch poorly. Beater got beat up, and KZ didn't really help either, giving up the grand slam. And it's the microcosm of our season. We finally get some offense, and our pitching can't do anything. And we have reached the last week of scouting before the draft. Hop in here and show you a few players before we do that. I will go over my entire draft list before we get into the draft, which will kick off the next episode. Still looking at some guys for our second round pick with this outfielder here, this 18-year-old guy. Great defense and speed. Batting is going to be on the lower end. Really good arm, though, so he can play left, center, or right. Found this discovery reliever, Freddie Marmoleo. Always use extra relievers, and might be one of those things that we get him at the very end of the draft, but I want to have him scouted up and get a better eye on him. If you go into starting pitching, Jeff Ullman, that guy I showed you before, looks absolutely great. Control is in a good spot as well, and hopefully we can get him 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. I don't know. Got another guy here, but he was injured, so we stopped scouting him. Got another one that could be a 2nd round pick with Chris Tyson, guaranteed to be a B in the 50s to 60s. Great stamina on him as well. Ford Lesher, don't have him scouted up all the way, and with us picking at 11, we have other options that are better than him, although he does look really good. That control and stamina is outstanding. Prince Wileman, another non-rated guy that's guaranteed to be a B, might sneak into a low A in the 60s at 21. Another great stamina guy with good control. Sam Gomez, probably not going to last to us, but he'd be a guaranteed B pitcher in the 60s with excellent stamina. Manuel Caraballo, another one, might get to us, might not. Really good stamina, really good clutch control. Rylan McGinnis, 86 draft rank for them. We have at 14, definitely someone in play for 2, maybe even 3 if he drops. We'll see. Looks like he's a guaranteed B potential with excellent control and stamina. Let's go to the scouted ones. Arnie Zeimer, it's going to be a guaranteed B potential in the 60s at 21 years old. Really good strikeouts and hits against righties, and excellent stamina. Some other guys, Christopher Herron, guaranteed B in the probably low 60s at 21. There's another non-rated, Blake Odom. Doesn't have the greatest clutch, really good strikeouts against lefties, and good stamina. I'd have to, he might be a bullpen guy. Reliever side, Michael Broadway. Discovered this guy and looks like he's a guaranteed B potential in the 70s at 19 years old. Excellent ratings there. Definitely someone I would consider taking if he can slide to 3rd or 4th round, maybe even later than that. First base, we got Almanzar. We know this guy's generational. We also found Rick Fader, guaranteed B, maybe even a low A in the 50s, possibly in the low 60s. Can play 1st, 3rd, and right field. Has the arm to play 3rd base and right field, just doesn't have as much pop. But that might be a consolation prize for us in the 1st round if we don't get Almanzar. Looked at this guy. He had one of those 65 to 99 potential ratings, so we scouted him up. Looks like he's going to be a guaranteed B, but he's going to be in the 40s. So, it's one of those, I'd rather get a little bit of information on him than wait until the end, but he did turn out as good as I thought, especially on the overall side. Center field, Todd Kruger, he drops to us, he's a possibility. Guaranteed B, maybe even an A, in the 60s to low 70s. Great defense, really good power. Contact is an issue. Todd McVeigh, didn't take us long to get him scouted up. He's guaranteed B, maybe even A, in the 60s. 21 years old, great bat, great defense, just doesn't have the strongest arm or power, but a leadoff type guy. Felix Sanchez, another one we were looking for maybe in the second round, another guaranteed B in the 50s, maybe a low C, can play all three outfield and first base. Not a lot of power though to play first base. And we're working on this center fielder. So got a bunch of outfielders. There were a lot of outfielders and even more guys that we didn't even scout because they had some issues that I didn't like. So just going to go with that. Continue trying to discover, looking on the infield East this time. East seems to be a really big region for us, both for pitching and for hitters. Really random. Sometimes it's International Central. This year, East seems to be the one that's been giving us better discovery guys, even if they're not somebody I've scouted out all the way. We got them on the list, and I just don't have time. I'm too busy scouting actual guys that we could take at the top, but we'll take a look at these guys, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have a discovery shortstop here, and Pete Medwick, another discovery shortstop, and Rob Johnson. Discovery third base and Peralta, although his splits are really tight. Great power, but that 99 durability means that he's not coming in on the high end, and usually these guys with these tight splits come on the lower end, not on the higher end. It's another discovery, Anthony Tulibits, another separated by 8, so that's a tight split. He is a switch hitter though, and doesn't have 99s, so that's good. High 80s, I probably should have scouted him up. And you know what? I think I got enough guys at the time. Oh, Wolf is just so good defensively. At center field especially. That's a tough call. Maybe I don't go for him. Maybe I look at this non-rated guy because we can get him later. Let's do that instead, I guess. Where do you go? Look at this. Tulibits, and we got to switch this off center field to first base, and there we go. So we will get these all finished up, and I will, like I said, start the next episode with the draft. We are currently 27-63, 29 and a half games out, and we are not making the playoffs. So we're going to cruise through the second half of this season really fast and get us on to next year and get some of these guys that we draft into the organization and see how they do. So we'll wrap up this episode right here. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode, which will be the draft, goes live. You guys take care, and I'll see you real soon. Go Nats.